to Fanatically Correct. Brought to you by us, fans like you, but mostly us.
All right. This is fascinating. It is. But the fact remains is that you don't have the money to bring the mortgage up to date, so you're still going to have to sell.
People will come for reasons they can't even fathom.
We created it. It's false.
In a dark corner of the world, three men will work together to bring you a podcast like no other. This is Fanatically Correct, where the fans, the geeks, and the nerds are always correct. With your host, MSK, Yo Peace, and Omega.
Well, I guess we'll just jump into this thing. It's been 5 years since we started this little ongoing project of the Fanatically
It's felt like 5 years since our last episode, actually.
It almost was.
It has been 5 years.
I think July was the last time we recorded. Yeah, a lot has happened since since we first started. February 25th, 2016. Pandemics, hurricanes, crappy Lex Luthers.
We're about to do something new, though.
Moves,
We're going to do something different.
There's something different.
Yeah,
This is going to be different.
Always something different. Well, to have fun with this, our first episode was Fanatically Correct. If you build it, they will come. And we built it, and no one showed up. So
no one, not even our wives.
Can you imagine?
Well, not all our wives.
Not even. We said just our wives, and like, yeah, they don't even listen. They're not even.
No.
At least I think
can tell you
maybe
my-
they listened to about 10 episodes, I think.
Your wives.
All together, combined.
You're combined, maybe.
Combined, yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
So
I say my wife has probably listened to 3,
that's more than my wife has listened to.
maybe,
All
and
right, so
3.
I think I overestimated 10 episodes was a little much.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I've listened to about 10 episodes. Oh man. So yeah, 5 years, a lot has happened, and what we're gonna do is actually revisit, because it's pretty insane how many of the things that introducing ourselves to this concept for the three of us to do together. I mean, everyone has a podcast now. I think it's insane. Like, it's just like a million podcasts is out there, and counting every day. A new one's popping up, and everyone's just doing it. So I get it.
we actually someone I think it was you, MSK, right? That you share a link where there was 3 people that look exactly like us.
Yeah, but not like us. I mean specifically Omega, but
I don't know which one of them I'm supposed to look like, because I don't look like any of them. But if you say so.
But everyone's doing a podcast now. I mean, I think it's because of the whole situation we were in last year. Everyone was in last year. Everyone just decided to pick up a mic and talk.
Yeah, it was starting before that. It was starting well before that.
It's been
I think about after a year.
Podcasting's always been around, even before we started. But now it's
No,
like
it
a
has
huge
been, but it's
boom
just
of,
numerous.
podcasters that is kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, because there's a podcast for every topic, and then when you go to we go to the cons and stuff here and there, and you run into a million other podcasters and people that are there not even paneling or anything like that for their podcast have a podcast, and it's just and then every industry now has a podcast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a thing. It's a medium. It's a forum.
The knitting community has a podcast.
I'm pretty sure they do. I bet if we look it up, we can find
you know what?
10 podcasts.
I guarantee
maybe.
you they do. I'm just gonna guarantee it now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, just like before, it used to be like anything you could think of. There's a porn for it. I'm sure there's a podcast for it.
Right.
Like,
I think this is the wrong show for that.
I'm just positive. That's just like something they
What
used to
just
always
happened
say.
there?
That's just something they used to always say, that like there anything you could think of, there's dedicated to that.
All right, so that's Omega Dunk, and I'm MSK.
That is
this guy. It's this guy. So anyway, so yeah, we had a rough cast 5 years ago, and we're still a rough cast.
And more importantly, we're a broadcast.
Still a broadcast. Still a broadcast.
So broadcast will technically lead to rough cast. So we said we'd get cleaner. We didn't, and we said we'd get better, and I don't think we did. So
no.
Hey, to broken promises 5 years later.
But we did predict some cool things, so we could get onto that.
Yes, and actually, we have discovered, Yo Peace and myself, that the M and MSK apparently stands for Mercado, as in Walter Mercado, because specifically, I mean, a few things kind of got predicted in weird roundabout ways, but we'll start jumping into this. MSK had some direct ones.
Wait. Before you jump into something like that, you can't just tell our audience Walter Mercado and not really
that is true.
Recognize who that person.
That is true.
was.
Well, now he has had a
yeah.
Netflix special. Now they have had a Netflix special on the biography and the life situation of who Walter Mercado was. So I don't think he's no longer just famous in the South Florida Latin Hispanic community.
Yeah, he's famous in the California Hispanic community.
Exactly, and in the Puerto Rican and in the Cuban and in the South American an astrologer, a famous astrologer, in the Hispanic
community who would give you your signs and your horoscopes, and he would tell the future. Pretty much is what
he would do. Pisces or Scorpio, and then get over here,
and he was wearing the best robes. In town.
Yeah. He was the Liberace Elton John of astrologists. Like, he was definitely quite the.
If you're interested in learning more, watch his Netflix special and see
watch
how
a Netflix
successful his manager is.
Seriously, man, that guy's was it agent or manager?
Yeah, his agent.
Yeah, I think it was agent. Yeah, and that's like a whole. I'm not gonna give it away because that's actually a big deal. In his life story, that's like it'll really piss you off. That's just one of those things you watch and you do actually feel for the man. So it's worth watching. It's interesting. He's a different character and personality out there. But the point is, he predicted things through astrology. So I don't think MSK used astrology. He used
I use the internet.
He used the internet.
The internet.
But
that's how I predict things.
We'll go to a couple.
What were these predictions? Let's give away.
Well, first one early on, we were talking about because actually, Yopis had brought up, binge watching, which was 5 years ago. That was actually like the start of it. Like Netflix was really big on the binge watching, and it was actually already became a term and like Webster's Dictionary and all that. And at that point, we were complaining because Netflix was starting to experiment with some shows coming out one a week. And Hulu was, was already doing that.
In my face.
Yeah. And actually, MSK's always been done binge watching because MSK loves to like let things marinate and sit till the season's over or the series to be over to then jump into it.
I have a surprise for you. I have a surprise for you in some series, but go ahead.
Oh, if he's gonna say he started watching Supernatural, I'm gonna do a backflip.
That's like 20 seasons long, man. I'm never gonna watch that show. I'm telling you right now.
We told you stop at 5 seasons. Oh, wow. Maybe that's a prediction right now. FanCor stopping at 5 seasons. But anyways, so we were talking about the binge cast and we were talking about the streaming. And they were like, well, the streaming service is where it's at because, Netflix and Hulu, and I forget there was another one about to come out at that time. It was not Disney Plus and it was not HBO Max and it was not. But MSK said it. He goes, pretty soon it's just every network's just going to have their own stream. And that's just going to be the way it is. And no joke, man. Like, you almost want to go back to cable because it's like, if you just start streaming all the streams, like, it's going to cost more than cable at this point.
Yeah, it is going to cost you more than cable.
If you're not smart about it, man, just get a group of friends, share accounts, and just save a little money. That's it. That's all you got to do.
As a joke.
Listen. I don't even need to do that anymore because no one's listening to us anymore. So
legit, in fairness, and a legit one, I do know some people, and this is legit. If you do the month to month, you do one for a month, binge as much as you can. Over the things that interest you the most, then you cancel that one, get another one for a month, and then get another one for a month, and then go back to that one a month later.
They get Disney Plus just to watch The Mandalorian. Once it's over, they end their subscription. Once The Mandalorian comes back, they get Disney Plus again.
Even though now that's like Disney Plus did the smart thing now because now they're like, well, we're gonna go all Marvel up in this thing, and now it's gonna be hard to turn away because literally we just had The Mandalorian finish in December. We're in WandaVision, and then right after WandaVision, like 2 weeks later, if that is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then after that, it's like now they're playing the game a little better. But when they first popped up,
subscriptions sky high, right? And it's only gonna go higher because it's Disney Plus.
But just to be, you know how many emails you can create.
Yeah, man, but no one's gonna have that time, man.
That's another way to go.
That's
what?
That's
what are we talking about?
What? Emails?
Oh man, this thing get edited.
MSK.
But yeah,
MSK has work ahead of him. So, so that was a first prediction. Was every platform is going to have their own streaming service.
Peacock, really Peacock,
That's a joke.
really?
Joke.
I was talking to one of my friends, and well, I'm not going to say friends, someone I follow on social media, and he predicts that they're going to change Peacock to NBC Universal Plus or Universal Plus or something to that effect, and that sounds better than Peacock right now, because Peacock just sounds terrible. It's the worst name.
Yeah,
But seriously, Peacock, and
but isn't
not for anything.
Is Peacock
not for
wasn't
anything,
as
but
go ahead.
But you took the name Peacock, and not all you're promoting is The Office. Listen, I am not going to pay you to watch The Office. First of all, I've seen it plenty of times for my life.
And if you stream cable, it's on all day.
Yeah, and if I want it,
but that's the problem. You see it on cable. You're never gonna watch it in order. At this point, I love The Office so much that I'm just gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it and watch it whenever I want.
I'm not gonna pay you.
That is one thing that changed. I was a series buying person. I was I like Scrubs. That was a series that I was into the first came out. So we buy every season, and that's like a lot of shows like that. And like now, it's like no, like Family Guy. When Family Guy first came out, I was buying every season on DVD. That was even before Blu-ray, and like now it's like no, I'm not going to do that. I got either Hulu or HBO
I'll tell you
Max
what, it's worth it. It's worth it for The Office. That show needs to be bought, hands down.
Or 24.
But side note, how'd y'all like that last WandaVision intro? I know MSK was digging it.
Yeah.
Speaking
of The Office.
Speaking of Office, that's why.
Yeah.
I didn't think they would do The Office because that's not a family sitcom. That actually kind of broke from their. That was awesome. Because obviously I loved it. I appreciate it. But I obviously from the trailers we thought we were getting like Modern Family, which was the sitcom style of the 2010s, right. And that made sense. And in fairness, The Office does the same thing with the the testimonials and whatnot. But they were going with the theme of family sitcom, and then their intro was a nod to The Office, which is not a family sitcom. It's The Office, It's more like a Frasier or Cheers.
It is a family, though.
It's still a family show, man.
It's a family, man. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, but it's not like the household with the family inside the house, like the typical. No. It's a different show. It's more like Cheers or Frasier. You know what I mean? So, work family, I guess. But
it's a work family.
It's still,
come on,
it's still very
Don't
different
do this right now.
Yeah, but it was interesting that they did that. It was.
You know what I like about WandaVision is that the actor that plays Jim is actually in WandaVision.
It's a great week for John Krasinski.
So it's great.
That is such a great scene too. That is such a
more.
I love that scene.
Before this becomes an Office episode, more.
It's gonna, listen, if we keep talking about it, it's going to be an Office episode.
Yeah.
So more predictions of MSK. Now this is a good one because we were just talking about Disney Plus, and he was bringing up The Mandalorian, and this was pretty crazy because we were talking about we had just seen The Force Awakens, the month before that, December it came out in January. Yeah, it's crazy.
5 years.
So not even the second one or the third one. We just finished
so
that
long
trilogy.
That people actually liked Star Wars before The Force Awakens. And
exactly.
That's how long.
Back in the day,
those days.
Back in the day when everyone
when the
could
fans were united,
enjoy Star Wars. So
and then that movie dropped.
But what's crazy is what we were hating on was that I don't remember the stormtrooper's name now, but it was Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones, the tall
Captain Phasma.
Captain Phasma. There we go, Captain Phasma. That we were saying, here we go, another Boba Fett, another wasted character. They hyped him up, and then he died like that. And then MSK was saying, but what if he's not dead? But what if he's not dead? And we're like, oh, come on, man, come on. And spoiler alert, which that's a callback to our first episode. Spoiler alert, Boba Fett not dead.
That's crazy.
Brought back on The Mandalorian and
that is
getting
crazy.
His own series.
Yeah.
But seriously.
You're welcome.
You're
welcome, Disney.
Crazy. MSK put that into the universe.
You're
and
welcome.
The universe spat it back out to us.
And you know what? This is not...
to be fair, rumors have been going around for a while.
Yeah, but this is not anything... To be fair, also, this is not anything that you saw on a cartoon series or anything. this is your prediction, sir.
See, because like the Darth Maul one, which we talked about also
with the universe.
Yeah, the Darth Maul one, which we talked about also, was already by that time that we had that first episode.
Was already in the
he was already in the animated series of Clone Wars, and so that made sense. But the Boba Fett thing was like, I'm sure rumors on the internet. When I hadn't read those rumors before. That's why I laughed at it when we discussed on the episode. It was like, dude, Boba Fett died. I mean, they showed him die, but. Just a sidetrack in the Mandalorian for a bit, and I know spoilers because it's we're in February. Mandalorian ended months ago, and everyone's watching the Mandalorian. So
right?
Stop it. Listen to this podcast. You saw it.
Yeah.
They explain how he survived, by using storyline for the Mandalorian himself. Episodes before that of showing how the armor protects you inside those type of creatures.
It was well done,
awesome,
and
very
a lot
well
of people surprisingly did not like it. They didn't like that Boba Fett came back, but those are diehard, like old school. I don't even know what to say about this man. I don't know what to say.
Proportions to the actual screen didn't look very athletic.
Yeah. Well, he's older now. He's much older now. He's got some dad bod.
You know what? I like that though. I like that it's some normal guy that's a badass.
Look at me.
That's out of shape.
Yeah, listen. You and I we're on the same page, sir.
In shape.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I mean, you could cosplay him anyways. Just now, it looks like an accurate cosplay.
Now you look accurate.
Exactly.
You look exactly.
Yeah,
like the character.
I look
and I just wear a metal dome around.
There's like a lot of people hating about how he looks and how he gained weight. Dude, he was a badass.
Awesome.
I don't care.
Dude, he was awesome.
I mean, you just said people hating.
Dude, and he had he got more pop in one episode of The Mandalorian than he got in 2 films
in his whole
Star Wars
career of Star Wars.
Awesome.
The whole career of Star Wars.
And now he has his own show, man. Like you said, Omega, and I'm all down for that, man. It's gonna be good.
I'm on board for that.
Great.
I'm on board for that for sure. That's gonna be dope.
Hey,
so that was another.
I'm gonna be before you continue. I'm gonna be that guy that will tell you straight up. Like, I wasn't really a big Boba Fett fan. I'm telling you right now. Like, I've never seen what people were so into it. I really didn't.
Yeah.
But now,
was cool. Back then, he just looked cool.
Exactly. I became because that's what we were talking about overhyped characters, and then we were talking about how Darth Maul wasn't an overhyped character; he was just a wasted character because they killed him off too soon. But Boba Fett was like Captain Phasma. Was an overhyped character at that time, and I'll be honest, because same reason I wasn't a Boba Fett fan myself, and I became a Boba Fett fan once I saw where the Mandalorian was going with it, because I had faith that the Mandalorian was going to do something good with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they did. They did something very good with it, and they tied it in on top of that with Clone Wars and made Clone Wars canon as well, and just
like most likely that prediction was made because I was like you said before, I like to binge watch a lot of series, and I was binge watching the Clone Wars at that time, so I was probably all in predicting a bunch of things.
Well, that was a great prediction,
so
and I have to give it to you.
And then I'm not using names or nothing, and in fairness, they don't. This is the last prediction I'll share before we go into more stuff. But this is one of those life predictions. So MSK and in our Star Wars talk was we were somewhat bragging about how he got to twofer the viewing of Force Awakens.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what you were talking about. Yeah,
we had some spare tickets. Well, a spare ticket because a couple was in an argument, and the wife went, and the husband stayed home, and so the wife went with my wife to sit with her, and MSK sat with me in our seats, and so they're divorced now, and
what?
Yeah, MSK kind of called that. So that's it. I'm not gonna say names or nothing like that or anything, and they don't listen to the podcast. But wow.
Was that predicted as well?
Listen, man, I didn't bring that couple up. I just got a free ticket, okay? What happened was I was going to watch the movie with my wife. Omega and his wife went to take care of my son, who was just born a couple of months before that. So they took care of my son while we watched the movie. And when we came out, Omega was going to watch it with his friend. His friend didn't show up. So I ended up watching the movie again. I took his friend's ticket.
Wow.
And that's what happened.
Okay. Breaking relationships as well. Okay.
Spider-Man Homewrecker?
Okay.
Spider-Man Homewrecker.
You just saw what names? I actually, someone used it too when they were doing the new names for the third Spider-Man Tom Holland installment. I threw up there Spider-Man There's No Place Like Home. that was one of the ones, which I did see it. They actually used it on that board that was there. But Spider-Man phone home.
That's going to be interesting what they're going to do with Spider-Man. It's going to be a lot of Doctor Strange, WandaVision.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see, tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Wanda. Wait, maybe by the time we're done with this, we can watch WandaVision.
What do you mean by the time we're done with this? You know what time it is, sir?
It's 1:15 a.m. WandaVision comes up on 3.
Yeah,
I had to hear. You know what? I had to hear another podcaster I listen to. He's not just famous for podcasting. He's famous for directing and writing and a lot of other things. Complain how he had to wait till midnight. Obviously, because he's on the other coast. Oh, having to wait for WandaVision. Like, we have to wait till 3 a.m. because of you asses with your midnight.
Who are you talking about?
Well, someone I follow and I dig his stuff. So it's Kevin Smith, man.
It's Kevin Smith. Okay,
I watch Batman Beyond and Batman on Batman. It's great stuff.
He's probably
you
really
can drop that name here.
Yeah,
no one is going to.
No, even if he's listening, I like the guy. I listen to his stuff. But he was complaining.
FanCor said?
He was complaining. And I'm literally watching. And I wish I was watching his. And I can't because they do it so late. I can't watch his podcast live to chat on it live because it's so damn late at night. So I'm having to watch it already pre-recorded. I'm yelling at the TV like, you're complaining about midnight?
Yeah,
3 a.m. I have to watch it the next day.
We
have to. As a matter of fact, right now I got to turn off all my social media to make sure I don't accidentally read any social media in 3 hours because it's going to be spoiled in 3 hours after everybody watches it.
No, it's the worst. Friday morning.
It is.
Social media is the worst.
I can't even go on Twitter to see anything.
I can't get on anything.
My Fridays.
And I usually watch WandaVision at night, so 6, 7 o'clock. I'm there watching it, but it's already been aired for the whole day.
Yeah, all day.
Spoilers are everywhere.
Yeah,
and like give us a break, West Coast. Give us a break.
Seriously.
You take away my NBA. My NBA, you make my NBA games late as it is, and now you just all you do is spoil things for us.
Well,
come on.
What Disney should do is really set at a better time.
Not stream it on that side of the world until we see it.
Yep.
Stream it on Friday, right at 8 p.m. Eastern. West Coast would just get it at whatever.
Yeah,
5,
you want
6,
12 here? Get it at 12.
Yeah, it will be a little low for them. But for us, it's like, come on, man. Like I like at midnight, I would totally wait up for midnight with no problem. With no problem, I'll wait up to midnight to watch the new episode of WandaVision to not worry about spoilers and stuff like that.
That's only 9 o'clock for them.
And then I'll rewatch it with my wife and pretend I haven't seen it. But that's it.
Why can't they do 9 o'clock?
11, man. They release 11 for us.
11.
And we'll watch it at 11.
Exactly.
8 o'clock for them.
8 o'clock.
It's fair. It's
perfect.
perfect.
True prime time for them. Prime time.
That's
look at
perfect.
That. We're giving you dinner time prime time.
By 8 o'clock. So you should be home by 8 o'clock. You should.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, right now, California, everyone's home. Everyone's home in California. So at any time of the day, unfortunately,
even better.
It's rough. So yeah, it's like you're throwing them a bone while throwing us a bone at the same time.
Man,
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But so yeah, so a few things. Some of these I'll just glance over. The whole Joel Schumacher, because we actually did. We talked about Joel Schumacher, but we actually talked about him. I mean, we talked about Joel Schumacher recently. Because he actually did a bunch of stuff that we, actually do like outside of what we spoke about in our first episode.
Passed away also.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we were talking about how, his Batman movies. And,
this is where you're going with it. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, that's what we talked about in our first podcast episode. Recently, we talked about the other stuff we did, which we still, we're not hypocrites. We didn't show love for those Batman movies still. And we're getting into more Batman talk because of and it's amazing how a lot of this stuff is relevant. But I'll skip through that. We'll get into now. This one's crazy. We were talking about the Wolverine. Logan obviously hadn't come out yet, and we were talking about like, hey, Wolverine, because a lot of the other X-Men movies, especially the Wolverine ones, Origins, look at that, weren't so hot. And we were talking about Deadpool because we just seen. We were about to see Deadpool, and we knew it was going to be. Fantastic.
Rated R. It was going to be rated R.
And then we got, before Deadpool 2, we got Logan, and forget the Wolverine. And I mean, Logan's like hands down the best X-Men movie. I mean, hands down.
Yeah, Wolverine. Logan is the best X-Men. Yeah. Logan, for sure.
But the Japanese
was good too, though. It was.
I would say it's the second best.
It is the second best. Logan. I agree. I will say, not a nerdcessity or anything, but I will out there for our audience, and I'll probably mention on Instagram or whatnot. I did catch New Mutants, and it's not an X-Men movie. It's it references it lightly references the X-Men. It's mostly referencing Logan. Actually, of all the X-Men movies, it's referencing Logan.
Well, it has the same lady, right? The same doctor or whatever.
Yes,
that was helping the kids.
Yes, that's the only connection, and you find out why. And it's pretty interesting because they went more or less with the horror genre, but the cast is really good. It's a hard R, very, very adult subject matter. There's some origin stories of some of the characters there that are not for young minds.
So kids friendly,
yeah. So very kid friendly, very kid friendly. Yeah,
very kid
friendly.
But
The 7-year-old will love it. I enjoyed it. I found it to be good. I found it to be good. I mean, not like 5 out of 5 stars, like 3 out of 5 stars, but better than I thought it would be.
You know
and
what?
mainly because it's not an X-Men movie.
I'll take a 3 out of 5 any day.
And I'm saying it. I'm saying it, through the lens of how you guys would see it.
Through the Omega lens.
No, that's my point. No, because the Omega lens is I give them all a chance. I do enjoy the X-Men franchise, and no, I don't love all of them. Some of them are doozies, but I don't mind watching them. I don't hate that I saw them. Just some of them I will watch again.
Let me ask you something. Yeah. I'm just throw it out there right now. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
I'm never going to see that movie.
That's by far the worst one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, and I refuse to watch that movie.
One,
it's by far the worst one.
Apocalypse.
How is that the worst one?
It's the worst one. It's the worst one.
Oh my goodness!
It's the worst one, and that's coming from me. It's the worst one.
I can't.
Did they have a cool Quicksilver scene?
Yeah. No, that's one of the problems. It had a semi Quicksilver scene.
Because for me, that's the only good reason I'd even watch
WandaVision. Anyway, here we go. Here we're gonna go with some more relevance. I mean, look how right now X-Men, and because that was one of the things that was said, and that was actually an MSK prediction that maybe Marvel will get the rights back to it.
Stop it.
Also something he said about Fantastic Four. And right now, X-Men and possibly Fantastic Four are extremely being hinted at in WandaVision.
Stop it right now. Listen, I do not remember this episode. Yes. You did not predict that.
I gotta listen to the episode again, man.
It's not a specific prediction, but it's pretty. He said, he goes, maybe Marvel gets the rights back to them now. Because remember, we already had Marvel movies at that time. It's 5 years ago, not 10 years ago. And we were even talking about who had the rights. Was it Sony? It was Ghost Rider. Actually,
Fox
talking about who had the rights to.
They had the rights to.
Because remember
X-Men.
that Fantastic Four movie had bombed the year before. The one with Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch and all that.
We don't talk about him.
We don't talk about Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four is.
Listen, we're not talking about Fantastic
Four. But it's just funny talking about the rights to these movies, and a lot of it's like hopeful, wishful thinking. But it's crazy to see, pretty much everything's in the house of mouse now, man. The MCU's got it, all its properties.
I mean,
back.
I was probably saying that because Spider-Man was just in Civil War.
What's not in the house?
What's that? Power Rangers.
You know what's not in the house of mouse?
What?
Their employees.
I know, man. I know. Oof. Deep cuts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
deep cuts.
that's some personal
deep cuts.
Oh, and then they do massive layoffs, and then Kevin Feige comes out like, look at all the money we're gonna spend on shows and movies.
Yeah.
Look at all the money I'm making.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm putting it out there. I don't care.
Hey,
I don't care what you're gonna do. Fire me.
We gotta pay for these MCU movies somehow, huh?
Yeah. You should put it out there.
Yep.
In fact,
how you like that WandaVision?
Might listen to this episode and appreciate it.
Doubt it.
That you brought
that.
Doubt
it. But
doubt it.
So there's that craziness. Now
that's crazy.
Here's some. This is not really as relevant. I mean, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was last year or whatnot, but Leonardo DiCaprio is still killing it. We started talking about Leo because
not a prediction, man.
No, not a prediction. I'm just talking about stuff now. No, the predictions are pretty much over. Actually, the only prediction left, kind of, would be. We'll get into that. Anyway, so just things that we talked about.
Wait, did you predict that GameStop was about to go out of business? And then everybody was going to make millions off of them?
No, I'm predicting
and then GameStop is huge again?
I wish.
Why is GameStop huge again? Can anyone explain this to me?
That's a stock thing. They're not really huge again. I do like their enthusiastic emails, though, pretending like they're huge again for a different reason.
Nobody cares about GameStop.
I really do like all the emails I'm getting from them, like, oh, get this product and get this product. And I remember, like I bought a bunch of stuff, like, 3 months ago from not 3 months, like a year ago from a bunch of closing down stores. But okay,
yeah.
So, but yes, that's another thing.
Should I put my money on Radio Shack?
No, man. Always go Circuit City.
City.
Got it.
Wow. I know you can't see me, but I'm looking at the camera right now.
Some old school.
You're doing one of those, huh?
Old school.
And so, anyways, segue. Man, we're still bad at this.
So we had Leonardo DiCaprio was one of the things we talked about. He's still killing it, and he did get the Oscar that year. That was awesome. We talked about that in a later episode. Actually, here's a good question: where is Billy Zane?
Where is Billy Zane?
We did not talk about Billy Zane on our first episode.
Yes, we did. Because we talked about Leonardo DiCaprio and we talked about Titanic, and yes, we did talk about Billy Zane. We did.
No. I refuse right now. I am right now your piece on the mic saying that I refuse to say that our first episode we were talking about Billy Zane.
We talked about Billy Zane in our very first episode.
Let's see.
Because of Leonardo DiCaprio, but we did talk about Billy Zane because that was the best actor in Titanic at the time. At the time.
What are we doing? What are you saying?
Wait a minute. Hold up.
What's happening?
Hold up.
What are you owing over there for?
No. Just reading something. Hold on.
Are you just about to do new predictions right now?
New predictions for the next 5 years. Can they be lotto numbers? I will play those numbers for the next 5 years, baby.
I think we're about 50-ish episodes in. I don't know if we'll get to our 50th.
Yeah, we're like at 52 or 53.
52, around there. So probably in the next 5 years, we should be at 100, right?
Yeah, at the rate we're going, we might be like at 62.
You are so hopeful, sir.
At the rate that we're going, we're like 62. I think
2 episodes a year.
Come on, I think I'll be 65 by the time we get to 65 episodes.
All right, so get this. This is why what I was doing for a second.
Okay.
As of yesterday, we should have recorded yesterday, but we could just lie and say this was February 24th. Well, it was Billy Zane's 55th birthday.
BS. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. Stop it right now.
You stop that.
Okay, so episode 55 has to be a Billy Zane episode. We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing a Billy Zane episode right now.
Billy Zane.
I don't care what's relevant. We can talk about other things too.
Look it up.
But episode 55.
You're telling me that Billy Zane was born on February 24th.
That's
and
crazy.
that we recorded an episode on February 25th 5 years ago and spoke about him?
No, we released the episode February 25th. We recorded on his birthday.
We did record on his birthday.
And we didn't even say happy birthday. Hey, you know what? Happy birthday, Billy Zane.
Happy belated.
Wherever you are, because right now we don't know where you are.
Belated. We're only off by a day.
Episode 55, because that will come out this year, the year that he is 55. I don't care what else is relevant. We'll talk about it too if it's relevant enough, like WandaVision or something like that. But we're dedicating the episode to Billy Zane. We're having a Billy Zane episode.
First of all, there's no way he's 55. Hold on, that must be wrong.
Isn't that young? That sounds really young.
You need to stop it.
That sounds really young for Billy Zane.
That's pretty young.
What is happening right now?
That is pretty young.
Billy Zane.
He can't be 55.
There's no way he's 55 years old.
What year is he born? Are you looking at his IMDb?
1966. He's 55 years old.
He's
February 24th, 1966. Happy birthday, Billy Zane. If you're listening to us, we're your biggest fans.
We're close to 55 episodes. And he's 55 on a 5th year.
Or close to 55 listeners, kind of.
Yes. That's it. Episode 55, Billy Zane.
Billy, we need to get Billy on the phone. But
Billy Zane will not be our first celebrity guest.
No.
Because now it is going to become.
Oh, here we go.
Don't do it.
No, I don't have anything yet.
Are you doing a prediction?
It's an attempt. So what kind of hype up thing was that?
I'm not hyping it up. I'm just saying that we are going to dedicate ourselves. We will not have any other guests until we get first
Billy Zane.
No, Billy Zane would be awesome, but no.
Tommy,
the Green Ranger.
Tommy,
man, you need to stop it right now. Listen,
he officially changed his name to. Which he officially changed his name to, like MSK predicted. No,
Jason David Yopis. There you go.
Jason David Yopis. Jason David FanCor. Jason David FanCor.
He's your long lost brother.
Hey, Jason David FanCor. That's the name of the episode if we get him. Instead of Jason David Frank, Jason David FanCor.
Oh, I like that.
I like that too.
I like that.
It was so funny how in that episode, and now, okay, we got to talk about the journey over the last 5 years. But in that same episode, we joked We knocked at it, and then Connors was like, "Wait a minute, why are we knocking? The guy's awesome. Like, we'd be so freaking lucky if we could get him." You know what I mean? And then since then,
you guys knocked on him. Like, I'm just putting it out there right now. I do remember that.
We did, and then within the same 3 minutes, we're like, "But that guy is so cool," and we told the whole story about the Incredible Hulk at the con, and I'm listening to it, and again, I'm like,
"Wait, we weren't knocking on the Green Ranger. We were probably knocking on Lou Ferrigno more."
Yeah, we end up definitely knocking on Lou Ferrigno more.
But both those guys are great. But
on the journey from here to there, like at cons and through Instagram and Twitter like that, again, you know what is like. Just to bring it up, and we'll just brush on it because we actually talked a lot about it in the very first episode, and nothing has changed. It's still to this day. I mean, the guy is such a fan-friendly celebrity that
he's good with his audience, man. He's good with his audience.
He is, and he acknowledges. And look, here you got, and look at the possibilities that are out there for people. Look, Ralph Macchio never hated on, and we didn't bring him in that episode, but RoboCop. That's but you have
RoboCop,
Ralph.
Man, bring up RoboCop.
No, you do. You know what? You bring that man up.
We brought him before. But the guy's an ass. The guy's an ass. He hates on the stuff that made him famous, and then doesn't want to do that stuff with his fans. You know what I mean? Doesn't want to talk about those things with his fans. Listen, he wants to talk about art history and jazz. No one showed up for art history. And there's nothing wrong. I like art history and jazz, but not from him. I'm there to talk about RoboCop.
That's the problem. It's okay if he doesn't like being RoboCop. Just don't go to the con.
Exactly. They don't go to the con
when you don't want to talk about RoboCop.
Exactly.
You're there to talk about RoboCop.
What is that?
No one's gonna ask about anything else but RoboCop.
What is that?
And then look at the possibilities. You have a Ralph Macchio, who that happened at a con too, completely denied that they were gonna do anything with the Karate Kid, and literally months later they announced.
You know what it is though. I was in the audience.
The Cobra Kai whole thing. But here you go. It's like if you embrace these things, if the fans embrace it, I don't understand why you wouldn't embrace it. And Jason David Franks is the perfect example of someone who embraces something he did, saw that the fans really love it. Why wouldn't he love it? And he still lives his life. He still does a lot of other things. He still does martial arts. He still tries to, he does acting and other things as well. He does, he does some firearms stuff. He does a lot of things, motorcycles. He has charities, a lot. But he totally embraces and does all these fan things and goes to comic book stores and goes to the cons and just enjoys his fans for the thing that he's mostly famous for. That everyone,
listen,
a lot of people
have to do it. Yeah. That's like the. That Hispanic Arroz Rico kid, right? Going into a con and now want to talk about the rice. Sir, we saw you grow up with those commercials.
Such a weird analogy.
You're that kid.
Yes, did you go to a con with that kid there?
I know. What happened with that guy? I need to hear this story.
I want to talk about the rice. I want to talk about the rice, sir. I want to talk about the rice.
And guess what I'm going to throw out there again? Hold on. Let me guess what I'm going to go there. Our co-host here, Peace. Just like in the first episode, apparently Peace
right now,
family and this is the same reaction we had the first time. It's still getting freebies from Jason David.
Nothing was free.
Listen,
nothing was free.
Listen, I was so blessed.
Everything for your family. Yeah.
Yes, listen. I am so blessed that our co-host Peace, Mrs. Peace, hooked me up with a signed autographed card from Mr. Jason David Frank, because he gave them a bunch of other stuff signed that they didn't pay for.
What are you doing? What are you doing right now?
I'm just proving that he's a real fan-friendly guy, man.
I'm not editing this.
He's a real fan-friendly guy. He's awesome.
Listen, he's your long-lost brother, man.
I think so.
Listen,
and I'm very upset. I'm very upset that you can't ask your long-lost biological one-quarter brother from another mother to hook it up with a appearance on the podcast.
Listen,
and maybe get us above 60.
Listen, listeners. I was really close to handing out Fanatically Correct card.
Why didn't you?
But I'm gonna tell you why. I don't. But I don't like doing that because I feel
it's not at all. No, and you don't know. And the thing is, he's not the guy to give it to. He's not the guy to give it to. It's got to be his handler
for my kids.
Yeah.
So
no, of course.
It's not like I was there for, like, you know what I mean, like me as a fan itself.
No.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
we're
no,
just messing
no,
with you.
and besides any of these, like same thing. When I have tons of pictures, and we'll get a website going again, and we'll start sharing some of our experiences at cons and stuff like that. And I take tons of pictures at the table. Some of them, same thing. They won't charge you over there early, and they'll hang out and they're cool. And I don't bring up the podcast or something like that neither. And because the thing is that regardless, even if you did cross that line of fan to trying to cash in on your celebrity, even if they're not the guy to talk to. They all have some type of manager or agent or publicist, and that's the guy you got to get to, or you got to go through these. And now you got to go through these third rank companies that want money just for like getting a phone number. It's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're with your kids, man. And you're with your kids. That's
exactly.
That was my main reason why I never, whenever I do get to see these people, why I never hand out any cards to them.
No, and the thing is,
just have your kids hand them out.
There you go.
That's what I should have done.
No, what you should do is have like your son wear a shirt that says please show up on my daddy's podcast, and like give him the puppy eyes or something,
or just like while he's signing the shirt, or whatever, he can read it like, oh, your dad has a podcast,
or like you put like Fanatically Correct on the bottom of his sneaker, and he kicks him right in the face with the sneaker.
Next time he's signing an autograph for your kid, just when he says who's it to, just join my dad's podcasting. Phonetically correct, please. Yeah, that's pretty long.
No, and realistically, and to throw it out there into the ambers for other podcasters and other people who have Twitter channels or Instagram channels or things that they're trying to use, don't bother at the cons, because for the most part at the cons, their actual managers and publicists and agents or anybody that's worthwhile to get that information to or from is not with them. Usually the cons and comic book store appearances, stuff like that, they have like assistants that work at the store or whatnot. Maybe a security guy, which is a security guy, he don't handle any of that stuff. So it's really not a bother. I mean, if it's like Comic-Con, like San Diego Comic-Con, the agent publicist is there for that type of stuff. If it's like a red carpet thing, but you have to get in that another way too. So unfortunately, it's just, try to find other ways, about it, and tweet them,
and you know
or
what?
Instagram
Listen. If you really, if we really want to do it, there's ways of it. Obviously, there's
usually it costs money.
There's a way to get a contact.
We're broadcast.
But I'm saying like there's a way that you can call certain numbers online, and that's all public. Like you can actually get in touch with their agents and stuff like that. But you do need to have some type of money. To be able to show.
Most celebrities do go. I mean, it's becoming a thing on the podcast. We're not going to talk about it much longer, but most of them have like a lot of these third party companies that have like a certain minimum amount for any type of appearance or whatnot, which that's a third party company that then contact, and that's why it's so expensive, because they're getting a cut, then they're giving a cut to the agent poster, and then that guy's getting a cut that then that part of it then gets like at these cons. That's why they're so big, and that's why they gotta they gotta make money, because they gotta pay money
though
for these celebrities.
So much money.
Oh, for sure.
They do. Especially,
for sure.
I'm sure he does well, man. I'm sure he does well because he always has. He has such a great fan base
going on there. I just calculated like $50, and just
how many people were there? How many people were there?
And let's say 200 people.
At least.
Let's just say
200
people.
By the way, that's not a lot, because we're in a pandemic.
That's not a lot. I'm just throwing
pandemic. So
that's why.
Here's the problem.
That's a lot. That's a lot in a pandemic, but it's a controllable number. That's
why.
But
here's the problem.
That'll be more than that.
$50.
Yeah.
Because then they throw in
if
you give me another $50,
the photo
we'll give you this,
and then this and that. Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I'll tell you, like outside the thing, a lot of let me turn out. It's a lot of the celebrities, a lot of the fan friendly celebrities that aren't the F you pay me, the Paulie from Goodfellas. A lot of them do extra stuff and spend more time talking and all that with real fans. They spot, and there's a lot of them. It's just like sports tickets and memorabilia. They spot the guy that's gonna sell that thing. They spot the guy that's there for the day. And there's a lot of them there because it's how they make online money. A lot of these guys and stuff like that. And those are the guys like, pay for this, pay for this, pay for this, pay for this. And a lot of other people, it is what it is. You're a real fan, you'll get treated well. And even if you just get what you paid for, it's a good experience. Sometimes it's too much, but like, look, MSK and I paid a lot, considering what we're willing to usually pay to take a picture with a celebrity for Stan Lee. Let me turn out, worth every cent. You know what I mean? That was
Now
years
even
ago.
more.
That was years
Now
ago,
even
and he loved well, he loved his fans, but he lived years after that photograph as well. But still, that's it. There's no opportunity to do that again.
That was about 5 years ago, right?
That was about a year before we did the podcast. I think when we did the Stanley one.
Yeah,
that was early on. That was when Walking Dead.
No.
That's when Walking Dead was still
was in the picture.
Yeah, that's when Walking Dead was still good.
In the picture.
What was that? Yes.
So we started the podcast around that time.
We might have. Yeah, it was like right around that time. I think it was like right after.
Yeah.
Because that's when Walking Dead was still relevant. That's when we still cared about Walking Dead because it was it was Daryl and Merle.
You're saying we,
which no, at that time that's when we started crapping on Muertos Caminando barely.
You're saying we,
and that's what we call it.
Barely.
It was we at that time. See, stop. At that time, we were all still watching.
No.
We were all still watching.
When was the Glenn episode? That was like a few years ago, right? 4 years ago.
That's when it was happening. That's when it started going downhill. And then, okay, there's another prediction, but
okay, no. Do it.
There's another prediction that we're getting kind of tired of Glenn almost dying. But I mean, it was kind of a prediction
though. That was in the comics.
Yeah, because we already knew what happened in the comic books. But then Glenn did. But that's when you guys checked out, and MSK did say that's when he was going to stop watching. He said that if they do what they did in the comic books after not killing him, and then they do kill him, then he's going to stop watching. And then they give us a twofer. Yeah, because it was the Abraham thing, which that was when the Omega curse was still in full effect, because I had taken a picture with him, and then he got. Yeah. And then they gave us Glenn right after, and that was when MSK stopped watching. I don't think MSK's seen another episode since.
I have no idea what's going on. No idea.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That was the last episode you watched when Negan killed Glenn.
That's what
on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I don't know what's going on right now. It's in The Walking Dead.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, because you're not watching it more. But what's relevant about it is it's ending.
Wait.
It's ending.
No,
they're on their last season. Finally, their last season is coming up.
Did you say still going on now? Like
yes.
The Walking Dead is still going on?
They're finishing season 10 because season 10 wasn't able to be finished because of COVID and pandemic, and they had to stop filming and all that and get into a safe parameters to film again. So they got 6 episodes coming up, finishing season 10, and season 11 will be its final episode. And 5 years later, they're finally going to resolve the Maggie Negan thing over killing Glenn. So, and that's not a spoiler because that's what they're showing in the previews. It hasn't aired yet.
I don't care if it's a spoiler. Like, honestly, I don't understand.
It's no longer Muertos Caminando. It's literally a show. Number one, I wait like 3 weeks and then I just binge 3 in a row, and then I haven't watched the new one at all. I already checked out of Fear the Walking Dead because that went down straight to the dumps as well. Like, I'm just so done with Walking Dead.
Hey,
like,
how many spinoffs are there?
There's Fear the Walking Dead, which
4 spin-offs.
I think so, yeah, because there's a Rick movie, Grimes movie coming out.
Where's Rick right now?
I think in England. He got taken.
Where's Billy, man?
He got taken. Where's Billy Zane? Where's Billy
Zane? That's
I'll do you one better. Why is Billy Zane?
Where is Billy?
I'll do you one better. Why is Billy Zane? Who is Billy Zane?
Can we get Billy? Can we please get Billy? Can we put money together and get Billy?
That would be
we
wrong.
Get Billy from the
I think he's on Cameo. I think he's on Cameo.com. I think we should cameo. We should cameo him.
Can we please get Billy? I'm so down to ask.
You know what's crazy? He looks good for 55. Like, I mean, he looks younger than 55, but we couldn't believe he was 55 because he's been around in the industry and done so much stuff that we watch.
The thing is, we're getting really close to 50-something-ish.
Ourselves, yeah, I know. That's sad.
Well, some closer than others. And, yeah,
the little baby over there.
It was a little scary. I didn't see who.
Little baby.
I didn't see who.
He got so offended.
So yeah, more stuff on the list. John Bernthal as the Punisher. Hey, Yo Peace, how do you currently feel about crossovers?
I haven't watched a crossover in...
You're watching WandaVision. That's a crossover. It's nothing but crossovers.
What did you say?
No, wait. But it's
what did
different.
you say?
WandaVision is all crossover.
WandaVision is not a real crossover, sir.
They have an Ant-Man crossover.
The whole Marvel universe.
They have a Thor crossover.
CW bull crap that they kept pulling on us.
No. It is now. It is now the DC cinematic multiverse. It is now the DC cinematic multiverse, which Kevin Feige is about to destroy with his Spider-Man movie and Doctor Strange movie.
Listen,
because Feige's petty.
I bet you that just one scene of that would be better than anything DC with CW has ever put out as far as crossovers.
Listen,
Yeah.
the MCU aren't crossovers anymore. They're sequels. They're sequels to each other.
Yeah.
I see every movie as a sequel. It's not like Spider-Man in his own trilogy and Iron Man and no. It's all together.
Here's I actually look. There's a Yo piece prediction kind of, because at the time that's we were talking about John Bernthal. And we were talking about because Daredevil, which was an excellent show all the way to the end on Netflix. Which a lot of stuff for that is relevant because he might be in the Spider-Man movie.
The only thing that sucked about Daredevil was the last shot. The very last shot was kind of cheesy. That's it.
Pretty much.
I don't care. I'll take that cheesiness.
Yeah, it was good though. But
no, it was great. It was great.
But if everything, like, look, it was Daredevil, which we loved then, which is still relevant now because it's about to be in the Spider-Man movie, most likely. It's a very strong rumor. He was actually seen on set and everything. Yeah, exactly. It's all rumors, but that one's a strong one because supposedly he was seen on set filming and everything. So it's a good possibility that's going to be a continued character with that actor. What is it, Cox? Something Cox?
Charlie.
Charlie Cox, yeah. But we were talking about the John Bernthal thing about to be Punisher, and Yo Piece was hating on crossovers. And then we did get a Netflix crossover of Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and that was Iron Fist, and it was terrible.
That was terrible, and you have to admit it.
Was terrible. It was.
The first season of Jessica Jones was good, though. I would say.
No, it was. But the Defenders, the crossovers, the unification of all the crossovers was bad. Defenders was not. But mainly because Iron Fist was so weak, man. Yeah.
Jessica Jones was not good.
Season 1 was good. Season 1
listen, was good. Jessica Jones season 1 was it was good in the sense of the villain.
We were blinded by David Tennant because we were on a Doctor Who.
Yeah, we were. And we were Doctor Who fans.
The villain was amazing.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones sucks.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody tells me.
Yeah.
That show sucks.
A superhero whose superpower is definitely not running.
They can't even listen. That show cannot tell me how strong or how weak she is. I still don't know. Does she know?
We'll find out because she's going to come back in She-Hulk.
Apparently.
Is she?
Apparently she's coming
the same actress?
Well, rumored. Same actress, yeah.
Wow.
That's a rumor right now.
Yeah, well, they're doing the Daredevil and they're doing Jessica Jones and I think they're doing
Okay.
What's this guy's name?
Iron Fist.
Hey guys.
Negative.
Hey guys.
They're not doing
I'm
Iron
Danny
Fist.
Rand. Well, please be my friend.
There was one more that they actually said that they're actually doing, but they're not doing Iron
Well, Mark
Fist.
Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk's going to be in She-Hulk also.
Yeah, he's going to be... I mean, I don't know if he's going to be a main character, but...
No, it's going to be a passing of the torch type.
Yeah.
Well, not passing the torch because he's still going to be in it, but yeah, he's going to... Just to like give it... relevance, to the MCU as far as the Hulk.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that.
I will tell you. Go ahead.
Nah, but we're talking about the MCU, but I'm waiting for us to segue to the. Well, go ahead.
We were talking about CW and he said that was trash.
To? DC?
I will side note again to bring something relevant. We did trash some Smallville stuff, which, and I will tell you so far, at least the first episode. but hold on, first episode just aired. But in fairness, the pilots always get all the budget and all the story and all this, to hook you on. But so far, Superman and Lois, pretty good show. Very good episode. Very strong episode, and the direction they're going in is pretty good. And if you want to skip all the crossover stuff that happened with the CW and the DC cinematic universe, you can just watch it as a standalone series as of right now. I mean, I don't know if they'll dive deeper into the other stuff, but it does not feel like a CW show. It's got that trend going of the Swamp Thing and Stargirl where they might be aiming for HBO Max.
I just feel like Arrowverse is not for me, man. It's just not for me.
Well, now it's the Flashverse, right? Because Arrow's over.
I guess it would be the Flashverse we're in.
I feel like Arrow started off strong the first 2 seasons, and then it went down. I'm not going to talk about Arrow, man. Yeah. I'm not going to watch any of those shows, but I might watch this episode of Superman that you're talking about.
Yeah, you mean Superman and Lois?
Superman.
Yeah, because I will tell you that it has a very different premise for a superhero show, and that's why I feel like they're gunning to give it a season on CW and then get it over to the HBO Max, so they can keep a better budget. They did some interesting casting things, and it has a very different storyline for a Superman series. It's number one, it's not an origin series. They actually get that over with within the first 2 minutes of the episode. It's him comparing his upbringing to, which is not a spoiler because it's in the previews. That's what they're showing, the upbringing of his kids. And that's it. They'll give you a quick, big, a flick of the fingers. Everyone knows the Superman origin story, and then just zip through it.
Happens.
And then pretty much the snap. Yeah,
it really sounds like he's really interested in the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure he's dying to see it. Well, he might because it's gonna be a family friendly one. It's gonna be a family friendly one.
I like Superman. But I'm really, honestly, I'm really tired of DC.
Well, the thing I will say is, I
DC
doubt
to succeed, but I don't think they're going to succeed anytime soon.
What did you think about Wonder Woman? Wonder Woman, 1984.
Oh.
That was the last DC movie that came out. Just throwing out there. What did you guys think about it?
Well, what I can talk about, it's more relevant, which this is probably be a barrel of trash as well, is that the Nerdcessity that I had given, our very first Nerdcessity that Omega gave myself, was the Flashpoint Paradox animated film, which I still 100% stand by. That is still after a whole series that they did, basically all the way to, I think it's Justice League Apocalypse War or something like that it's called, or Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
Dark Apocalypse.
Yeah, it's got a long title. All the movies from Flashpoint Paradox till then all connect. And but that Flashpoint Paradox animated film is incredible. It is wonderful. But here we are. They are doing, and they just casted their Supergirl. She's from The Young and the Restless, I believe. The Supergirl for the Flashpoint Paradox. It is confirmed we have 2 Batmen in it. Ben Affleck's in it. Michael Keaton's in it. I mean, so it looks like they're also going to do.
Are they
not going to
just
do time travel?
Is that not a rumor? That's like legit.
It sounds pretty legit. It sounds very, very legit. Like, I mean, it's like tons of information coming from many, many sources that are all pretty much confirming it.
Why does DC feel like they have to do the Marvel?
I think they're past that already.
I think they're not. I think they're trying to reboot. I think MSK I think is the one who said it. This is an attempt for them to somewhat reboot it without fully rebooting it, since they have this multiverse thing set up. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a smart move, man. I think it's a smart move. I don't think it's gonna work the way they want it to. I mean, look, some properties are pretty good. Like Doom Patrol is amazing.
Yes, it is.
And I will tell you, you guys aren't watching it yet, but I have a feeling at some point you're gonna skim over it, and when you do, I promise you're gonna like it. Titans, which Doom Patrol spun off of.
I'm not doing
it's
that.
an HBO Max show.
Patrol is a good show.
You're trying to get me. You're trying to get me on this microphone to say yes.
It's spun off. I'm not telling you to say yes. I'm just saying that someday I have a feeling it's going to happen, and when it does, you're going to like it because it's a good show.
Yeah.
It's a very
so what's
going
to happen with DC is it overall it's not like it's not like Marvel, where everything is like 90% good. It's going to be a hit or miss with DC.
Oh, Joker was excellent. In the past 5 years, we had Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. Excellent film. You know, the first Wonder Woman happened within the past 5 years since we started podcasting. Mm-hmm. The first one, Wonder Woman, was
one
excellent.
of the best DC films.
Yeah, Shazam was good.
Are we seeing the end? Are we in the decline of possibilities of hero stuff?
No.
No,
man, no.
No, Marvel's not. No, not at all. Not at all. Come on, think about it. Look at all the stuff we've talked about the past 5 years. The Boys, Umbrella Academy, Doom Patrol. Else. Yeah, it's like it's superhero strong.
Because the only thing that's missing in my life is two things, and one is in the Marvel universe, and one is in the DC universe, and that's for me personally.
Gambit.
A good X-Men. Yeah. A good X-Men.
Well, I think just like a good Fantastic Four, we're going to get it now. We're going to get it. I don't know about right now, but soon we're going to get it.
That's what's missing in my life. A good X-Men. A good X-Men. That's why I keep emphasizing.
Yeah, because Logan's not just like New Mutants not an X-Men movie. Logan's not an X-Men movie, and I get where you're coming from. I've been entertained, but I have nothing but complaints too for all
on the DC side. What I'm missing in my life, which I want to see, I don't care about nothing else. I just want a Batman Beyond. Yeah. That is it. That's it. Yeah. I don't care about nothing else. Just give me a good Batman Beyond. Stop rebooting Batman. I don't care about Batman. Stop it. Don't care anymore. I've seen it 1,000 times in different stories, in bad versions. I've seen it.
Well, we're getting Robert Pattinson one, so just get ready for that.
I don't know. The Batman, I was like an interesting.
But I don't want Batman anymore. Give me something else. Give me something else. Just give me Batman Beyond. You can do that. You can do that right now.
Well, they might.
Listen, I like the idea of Michael Keaton being in the Batman Beyond.
That's what I'm saying. That maybe Flashpoint Paradox is going to be used to do something like that. We don't know until they do it.
And that's it. That's all I'm missing. A good X-Men, Batman Beyond, and obviously Fantastic Four.
And then your piece is just gonna jump off a building,
and that's it. And then that's it. That's it. Life will be.
I'm good. I'm done.
Life will be different for
Michael
me.
Keaton
I'm done with the podcast.
Man, that would be something.
He's done podcasting. He's done watching movies, watching TV shows.
That's it.
Him and the family are gonna go move to the woods and become hermits.
That's it.
And
I will become Dexter in the woods.
Oh, Dexter! Wow,
Dexter's also coming back.
Oh my god!
I heard about that.
How did that happen?
Yeah. So, anyways, DC. Next month. You guys ready for it?
I don't know.
Are you doing a prediction?
Is it a prediction for next month or something you read?
Cut, man.
Oh, yes. And we did talk about.
Snyder.
Okay,
I'm surprised we didn't talk about this more in this episode.
Look, well, we talked about. Okay, in the first episode, we talked about because it hadn't come out yet. Batman v Superman had not come out yet, but we were already hating on. Which let me turn out. We all predicted it, and it wasn't. I think it was a very easy prediction that Jesse Eisenberg was going to be a horrible Lex Luthor, and what do you know? He was a horrible. I
will say
Lex
that you
Luthor.
guys hated it a little bit more since you saw it in theaters. I got to see the director's cut.
It's still bad.
I
saw that version too. Lex Luthor is still horrible. Lex Luthor is still horrible.
Lex Luthor is awful. You know, I hate Lex Luthor so much. But I mean, I don't know what you guys saw in the theaters. I would have been pissed, but I'm glad I waited.
I wish we can get that movie and show it to you. Is that version still out there anywhere?
Yeah, no, it's not just that. We have to take him to the theater with all the hype inside his gut to see some good stuff.
But thank God.
Yeah, because here's the thing: we went to go see that in the theaters, Joe Peace and I, and the fact was this: is that we had already gotten over. Actually, we were looking forward to the Ben Affleck thing because that was the thing that actually both of us really hated.
I hated. Yeah, I hated on it.
He was really good to me, physically speaking. Physically speaking, that's what I said then too. He's the best Batman, physically speaking. Next to that, he's a really good older version of Bruce Wayne, and he was a really good Batman to the Joss Whedon version of the Justice League movie. And I don't think it's gonna be a much better in the Zack Snyder Justice League, even though it's 4 hours long. But we already know what we're gonna get for 4 hours most likely, which is what we got in Batman v Superman and what we get in Zack Snyder movies. Because Man of Steel was Zack Snyder directed, but Christopher Nolan produced.
Come on, man.
We know what happened there.
The money is worth it. Where is that?
Yeah. What we're gonna get a bunch of awesome moments, just like in Batman v Superman. There will be certain action moments or certain dialogue that it's awesome, but overall just not a good movie. We're gonna get a 4-hour version of that.
When you say like awesome dialogue, do you mean like the Joker?
Like Martha. Or you mean like we're in a society? Okay, that's the next thing.
I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was.
I didn't know either till you told me. So MSK told me that it was a thing. Idea. I didn't know, and he didn't know either till he had to research. Like, why is he saying this? I don't get it.
Well, when I was reading through social media and Twitter and stuff, I was like, "Is this from a comic I didn't read, or
I know.
It was from a meme?"
And then they're like, and then I gotta hear, and then I can hear. Well, then we gotta hear. Oh, Zack Snyder really has his like. You know, his
meme, guys. Listen, no, repeat that again. I want you to say that out loud again.
It's from a meme. It's from a meme that went viral. And I guess I'm at
we
the
live in a society.
Pick up like the viral thing and the memes and stuff. Whatever. Maybe it's on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. But yeah,
I don't know what it's from.
Everyone on Twitter was talking about Leto, and you know, everyone went insane about it. I didn't get it.
Then you have to hear. You have to hear that Zack Snyder really has, you know, he's on the pulse of things and he really knows the fans because it's like a real big nod to the fans. Like, what fans? It's not from the comic books or any of the animated series or even any of the games or anything. What is that from? Who are these fans? They're not fans. They're meme writers. So he put a nod in his movie
say that
to
you guys
meme
are
people.
a little harsh on Zack Snyder about certain things, a lot of things. But
well, I mean,
because
have you seen his
dude? Because I saw Sucker Punch in the theaters. Did you see Sucker Punch in the theaters? Did you pay money to see Sucker Punch?
Did you pay to see it?
I did not see Sucker Punch. I did not see. Sucker
You did not see Sucker Punch.
Watchmen's a good movie. Watchmen's a good movie, right?
Huh?
Watchmen's good.
Watchmen's good. Dawn of the Dead is good.
Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, go ahead.
Batman v Superman's bad.
Sucker
Batman
Punch is not
bad.
Okay. But my point is, it's not entirely his fault that Justice League turned out the way it is.
Well, we're gonna find out now, and that's the whole problem.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. And the thing is, I think he's getting too much credit because he had full control of Batman v Superman.
Listen,
and
he's getting credit because he did not have full control of that Superman. He's getting credit because Nolan set up something amazing for him from the get-go. It was set up. Nolan set up this world for him.
Dude, I wonder if Nolan watched Batman v Superman, did he sit there and go like, how did he mess this up?
No.
Can we say
Christopher Nolan is actually a big fan of Zack Snyder. So,
yes, he likes him. Okay,
yeah.
They work together and he likes him.
Yeah,
fine. He might like his vision work.
Yeah. Listen. No, I agree with you. I think what Zack Snyder was missing was Batman v Superman was a Christopher Nolan kind of guiding him through the whole thing.
Yeah,
100%.
to tell him to have the balls to tell him, hey, this Jesse Eisenberg for Lex Luthor, bad idea.
Of course,
don't do it. Leave him as Jimmy Olsen like he read for.
They were gonna kill him off, but you're really gonna be mad now because I really wanted. But listen, yes, I agree with you guys. Christopher Nolan needed to be there to guide Zack Snyder where Man of Steel was going. That whole it was perfect. I will say that WB as a studio has way too much say on what's going on in those films.
Yeah,
way too much. I agree. I agree with you. And why can't DC just break it? Like, just stop it.
Stop getting involved. So Disney just lets Kevin Feige do his thing because, Kevin Feige is a badass, right? What they should have done, for the love of God, pleaded with Christopher Nolan and said, hey, man, you could stick around. You could be a Kevin Feige. You could work with Zack Snyder. You could work with these other directors and just have a clear vision. A cohesive universal vision that MCU has because that's what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if they just want to do one shots like the Joker, then perfect, that's fine. But they don't have the continuity that MCU does, and that's what they want to do. That's what they're trying to do, and it's not working.
So here's my point. Here's my
trying to fast forward it too.
So can we clearly say that WB needs to just get out of the whole way, just get out of the way completely, like give away the licenses. You are not a good corporation. You cannot do good with this. You've tried it for years and years and years, and you're not good at it. You don't know what you're doing, and someone needs to step up and just take that whole thing and just do it. And if it's DC that needs to buy the rights and just do it the right way, then they need to do that.
Okay,
I know it's easier said than done, but somebody needs to do it.
I gotta ask this question, and I'm gonna ask it in MSK terminology. What do you predict's gonna be worse in the Snyder Cut? As MSK would say, the Facebook's Lex Luthor, or as MSK would say, the Slipknot Joker. Jared Leto. Slipknot.
That's funny.
I did. That's pretty funny. It's because he doesn't know what to do, right? He's like a kid in high school trying to find out what group he belongs to. Thug guy or Slipknot, whatever. I don't know.
We need preppy Joker. We need jock Joker. Yeah. We need grunge Joker.
Listen,
we already had gangsta Joker.
All jokes aside, I'm gonna go cautiously optimistic that this is gonna be slightly better than
Joss Whedon's cut.
Than the Joss Whedon's cut, because that cut was awful. It wasn't good. I mean, it just wasn't good. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be better. But I know it's not. I know it's not going to be better than Batman v Superman.
It's going to have
Superman wasn't that great, so
it's going to have more moments. It's just like Batman v Superman. It'll have more moments because in the Joss Whedon one there was some moments, but they were far in between, and they were even the moment you're like, man, this moment even could have been a lot better, because like in Batman v Superman, there was nothing to fix in the scene when he hits up the warehouse and saves Superman's mom, Martha Kent. There's nothing to be changed there. That's an incredibly well put together action sequence. It's right at Arkham Asylum. Just so well done.
Yeah, it's just the way it was delivered. It was
exactly. So there's things about it that are well done, and there was scenes that felt like they were going to be good, but after you watch it, you're like, that could have been so much better. So I'm hoping like at least the scene when however they go about it in this version, resurrect the Man of Steel. We already know he's going to have the correct suit this time. That he wore when he was resurrecting the comic books. That fight scene will be what it should have been, because you're watching and it had some moments that looked like it was building towards something good, and then it was just campy, man.
And then the mustache thing came in too.
That was horrible.
Come on, man.
That was horrible.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, it was just poorly edited, man. It was poorly edited. Cyborg didn't have his backstory, so
yeah.
Which speaking of Cyborg, now that you mentioned Cyborg, man. Like Doom Patrol. You were talking about it, how much of that thing looks like it's just a face piece that he's got on his face.
Listen, it's not very good. It looks like he's wearing
so low budget. It's so low budget.
Yeah, it looks like so low budget.
He is like the what's that the Phantom of the Opera on Doom Patrol.
Yep.
And man,
the backstory's great.
It's amazing.
Everyone's backstory is great. Brendan Fraser is incredible in Doom Patrol.
He's the best. He's my favorite thing in that show. I love Crazy Jane too, but
but awesome. That's the role that guy was made to play.
Yeah, I think this is.
I don't care what anybody.
I think this
says.
is his best role, man. I mean, everyone's gonna say Dazzle because of that one scene, but overall, I think this is his best role.
It is. Yeah. It is. Well, I mean, he's done some other pretty incredible stuff.
He lives. Awesome. He is this guy. This is his. He is this guy.
Yeah, he's DC's Deadpool. Like Robot Man is DC's Deadpool.
There's some lines that are really, really Deadpool-ish, but it's good.
We cannot.
It's good.
Yeah, we can't repeat. Yeah, we can't repeat. But I'll tell you, and not to emphasize it, because I know you guys get annoyed with it, but. In the episode where they spin off of Titans, it's the entire cast. It's that entire cast, and he's already. But let me tell you out, he's already him. And what's crazy is that you got two upgrades, because originally that spinoff I think was going to use Beast Boy, but then they left him in Titans and then brought in Cyborg for Doom Patrol. But the actor playing Chief, which is Timothy Dalton in Doom Patrol, it was a different actor in Titans, and he wasn't bad, but what Timothy Dalton is just completely changes the atmosphere of that group. I mean, just we're Penny Dreadful fan. Well, original Penny Dreadful.
You better get it right.
That City of Angel thing's god awful.
We have an episode. We're not gonna talk about that. We have an episode.
Go through our stuff. Yeah, go through our. What is it? I think it's Perry Dreadful.
Yeah,
Perry Dreadful.
It was probably our last episode, actually. So
I might. There you go. It was most recent. We'll see what happened. It was so bad it put us on a spiral. It wasn't COVID. It was that god awful series of Dreadful City of Angels. But Timothy Dalton, because he played pretty much almost the same character, but his dynamic in Doom Patrol is just sick with those characters, and just like the relationship they all have with him, and then the relationship they have with each other, and then all their backstories. I mean, it's like an Umbrella Academy, like another of these superhero shows that.
You know what's really good? I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I like the way Doom
I'm
Patrol.
I'm
gonna do it anyways. Doom Patrol, the way they certain episodes that they team up certain characters that you wouldn't usually see. Because you see them as a group, right? And it makes sense. But sometimes they put these two characters that kind of clash together. And those episodes are really good because there's a lot of backstory to it. So they do that a lot.
Yes, they do. They interchange them a lot with one another. And you're right. It's man, dude, that episode when they go to South America with the whole Nazi thing, that's just crazy. Because talking about like certain characters spinning off of one another, like there's some crazy stuff in that episode, or Robot Man especially. But yeah, you're right, because like you really see certain pairings of like I'll say specifically Robot Man and Crazy Jane, and you think like that's gonna be the only pairing between those two characters that's going to work. And like you just said, amazingly, they take different episodes to pair them off, or even not just pairs, but in threes also, the characters to interact in a way that you weren't expecting, and then it to suddenly be a deep show that actually has heart and story to it, while it's
some good story,
telling some crazy dark humor stuff. And let me turn out
do that in the main.
I know.
In the main universe, you know what I'm saying? Why can't they do that?
Because they won't trust those directors and those writers and those producers with that amount of money.
Yeah, even to the extent, look, we make fun of the Arrowverse all the time, but at least there's some continuity there, man. I mean, they those characters interact the way they should interact as characters within that universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why can't they do that in the movies? It's just so really annoying. Flips tables.
It's just having a showrunner that it's like right now we already know what's going to happen with all these Star Wars shows that are going to hit Disney Plus because Jon Favreau is going to run them, and he's going to be the Kevin Feige of Star Wars now, and there's going to be a continuity and a good setup to how all the characters and how the shows cross over with one another, interact with one another through Star Wars on Disney Plus, and that's what it is. You just got to get that one good showrunner that doesn't need to direct everything, doesn't need to micromanage everything, but just has a good position and setup and direction they want to go to. And I mean, Feige, it's crazy because some of the things that we're seeing on WandaVision that they're hinting back to the Doctor Strange movie and other movies that if they do play out, which it looks like they're gonna, I mean, he's playing forget 3-dimensional chess. He's playing 4-dimensional chess from years ago movies to a show that where is he writing everything down? I mean, it's crazy how things connect and line up and hint at each other.
Yeah, it's not only Feige, all right? Let's just
it's not. No, of course. No.
Creative directors and writers that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Each individual film, but that's what I'm saying. He has the talent to hire good directors and good writers to do each individual film's thing. But then, and fairness, there's been some doozies. We don't like every Marvel movie. We have a bottom list.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. For Captain America, First Avenger, there's a handful of them. Thor 2, that they don't all work, but the continuity is always.
But they all work together. I mean? Yeah, they all work together.
The continuity, which actually kind of sucks in some way because those are movies you still have to watch. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do a whole first watch, you got to watch those too because. The story.
That's why I say they're more like sequels, not crossover at this point. They all kind of have to be.
Well, they are movies, so yeah. But that's what comic books was about. I mean, I understand Yo Piece, was hating on it, especially because CW was just a lot of it. It was just too much of it.
CW got out of hand, man.
Because it wasn't also done well. That's the thing. It was pushed. It wasn't being done well
into my viewing.
In fairness,
I didn't want to see it.
And CW, it's like every property it's doing its own universe,
Yeah, and then they're trying to show me to watch like Supergirl or the Batwoman or I don't care. I don't want to watch it. Can I just watch an episode of whatever I want to watch without having to know about these backstories? I didn't want to watch it in the first place.
The answer is no. Because it's on, you have to watch 24 episodes because that's on network television.
That's
you got to watch it all just like Omega.
Yeah. No, and the thing is that, and actually when it comes to as great as the show The Flash is, the fact really that it's spun off of Arrow, we got a great Flash series that really hurt its source material, which is the Arrow, because Arrow really wasn't the show to spin off The Flash, because when Arrow was good, the first 2 to 3 seasons, it was a very different show than when it had to become in order to fit in this universe they were now building off of it. But it wasn't that kind of show. It was more of like a Dark Knight series type show. It's like, this is going to be.
And then it got.
They didn't have a choice, but then it didn't fit in there.
Closer to what HBO Max is trying to do with their shows than
exactly.
Flash,
Exactly.
It wasn't there yet. Yeah, it wasn't there yet, but I feel like it was getting closer to that type of feel.
Yeah, and then the Flash is great, but it's a very different show than what Arrow was, and then Arrow trying to become the type of show that Flash was.
Yeah, because you introduced the power aspect.
Exactly.
Where the Arrowverse didn't have that from the beginning. It was just more like, obviously there were things that were far-fetched, but it was not that power aspect. It was not those superpower stuff that were with the heroes and stuff. So, I mean. That's hard writing, man.
It is.
But that all goes down to the writing, and I feel like they just try to shove things down people's
And it's also rough for network, man, because it's 24 episodes and a season, and
that's the thing too. It's too many episodes.
It's too many episodes at this point. I mean. But whatever, let's stop talking about the Arrowverse 6 years later. 5 years later, we're still talking about it.
Seriously.
Billy Zane, though.
Snyder Cut. What do you guys think?
Are we still really? You don't want to talk about Arrowverse, but you want to talk about the Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut.
We get Mortal Kombat.
Because 5 years from now, I want to know what we're gonna complain about.
It's gonna be something else. It's gonna be the next evolution of
Jared Leto.
WBDC.
That's my complaint.
Jared Leto.
100%.
I don't know. It's gonna have so much thrown in it. We got to see what that's gonna be. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I think we're we're all gonna watch it. I don't have a complaint about it.
Watch it.
Yeah, no, I'm not excited to watch it. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not excited to watch it. And in fairness, I'm not complaining about the 4-hour thing, because if they did put it as 4 episodes, 1 hour each, you're gonna binge watch it anyways.
No,
you know what I mean? So
listen, I don't complain about that. I've seen Lord of the Rings.
Exactly.
That's nothing for me.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah, actually,
and in the theaters, without an intermission.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
What intermission?
Yeah.
Endgame was what, 3.5 hours.
I was actually going to see the 3-hour version of Dr. Sleep right before we started podcasting, since I haven't seen the movie yet. But it's on HBO Max.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I might watch
what? I really want to go back and see that. And
right, was that was the version we saw 3 hours? Because you saw it too. You're the one who told me to see it.
No, it was not. What version I saw was not 3 hours. So. And now I want to go back and see that.
I want to go back and see that. Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
I enjoyed it.
That should have been a
3
series
days to watch it before they take it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. After
that definitely should have been a series. I agree with you.
Yeah, but now let's see, as a 3-hour movie. Maybe it doesn't feel that way. Maybe it feels more closure. But the premise that Dr. Sleep was, I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it
because you know why I enjoyed it, and
it got a lot of hate.
Just for you, because you haven't seen any of it, MSK. I went in. You have to separate it from The Shining.
Yeah, of course.
Get that out of your head.
Yeah,
it's not The Shining, and that's what people just don't understand.
No, it's not Stanley Kubrick's Shining.
It's not Stanley.
Yes, but no,
because that's the thing.
It's not also. I feel like it's, well, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I'm hearing is that this movie is trying to appease the book Dr. Sleep, which is a sequel to The Shining by Stephen King.
The Shining,
and it's also trying to be a sequel to the Stanley Kubrick version
to Stanley. Exactly.
So
yes, exactly.
Both.
So exactly. So you want to know the story, but you don't want to know the style.
You don't want to know. Yeah.
Don't hold it to either style is the whole point.
Yes. Yeah. Don't do it, because then you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, because especially like shows like Stranger Things, you watch and you go, damn, this could have been a series. It has such a good premise and such a good starting point for a series. Like it really does. It really does. And not because of other characters in the show and what the movie's about, not because of just the one character that's actually the spin-off character, which is Dr. Sleep himself. What is it, Danny Torrin?
Yeah,
What's
Danny.
the name of the character? Yeah. So yeah, that's so there's not Ewan McGregor. It's everything else about the story and everything. You're like, wow, this would make a good series.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. Yeah, you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it.
But my point is, I was gonna sit there. It's 3 hours long. I was gonna sit there and watching it, so I have no problem watching a 4-hour.
But at home, you can take a bathroom break. You can stop and get a snack. You know what I mean? It's HBO a bigger commitment in the theaters to do the long.
Yeah, HBO Max is changing the game with straight to stream.
Yeah,
especially with.
And you know what? I have.
And then Spider-Man was like, put their foot down and say, nope. Just movie theaters release.
Did you see that?
Really?
Only in movie theaters. That's what it says.
Only in movie theaters.
Wow.
Only in movie theaters. Like big letters.
Yeah.
Oh, so does that mean that maybe Black Widow won't be only in theaters?
No. They're definitely going to stream it. But we're probably going to have
to
pay extra for
so Spider-Man 3, but it's Christmas 2022 or this Christmas?
This Christmas.
Oh, this is 2022.
No.
This Christmas.
Yeah.
This Christmas.
So we still have the Eternals, Black Widow, and what's that? 10 Rings.
The Legend of
The Legend of 10 Rings. So we're gonna have 4 Marvel movies this year, including all this,
possibly,
including WandaVision series that we're about to wrap up, Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki. Wow.
More Marvel.
It's about to be
to answer your question, the superhero genre is not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
I would like other genres to come back. That'd be nice.
It's about to get steroids.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if we are able to get a good X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Batman Beyond, then I guess we're on the uprising again.
Yeah, there you go.
What is Billy Zane up to? Let me check what Billy Zane is up to. Man, he hasn't done anything since 2020. Billy Zane, we need you.
And
since 2020, that was last year. That was 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's since 2020.
Well, it was 2020. It was like 8 years long. Yeah, that's right.
His upcoming
that was like 10 years ago, man. 2010, it was like 10.
I just realized if you listen to the first episode, listen now, we blipped.
We did.
Well, no, we Thanos snap. Okay, what is it? The Thanos snap was called the snap. The blip is the return, which is the Hulk snap.
Well, no, the snap itself is what made people blip, so it's both.
No, but I thought the blip was what they referred to as they came back, or the blip was the period of time that they referred to as the blip, the 5 years.
I don't know. I think
it's a period of time. I think it's the
period. Because Happy called it his blip beard in Spider-Man.
Listen, the snap is the cause, and the blip is the effect. So all of that is the blip.
People's body went blip as soon as it happened.
Exactly.
That's all you heard around the world. Blip, blip.
So, and you know what I love is like now they're exploring those 5 years. It's like WandaVision is after the 5 years because it's 3 months after Endgame is WandaVision.
3 months after Endgame and before Far From Home. So Far From Home
because Far From Home is almost a year after
Phone Home. It's Endgame. Phone Home, guys.
Phone home. It's no place like home. It's no place like.
Anyways, I don't know how to segue from that to this, but you did bring up Mortal Kombat, and I want to touch on that because we're pushing.
You know what?
At
I'm calling it right now. MSK, because we need to do a rewatch. MSK, Nerdcessity, the original Mortal Kombat movie.
Yes.
Go, which will allow us to segue and talk about that's coming out.
Wait, first of all, you picked the Nerdcessity for me, so why don't you do the Nerdcessity?
Yes.
That's but
he did. He just did.
That's what he did, but I want you to do it because you want to talk about it anyway, so you do the Nerdcessity.
All right, so let's do it. Mortal Kombat, ready? Best video game movie ever until possibly maybe
this one,
which is insane.
Crazy.
Which is insane.
It's crazy.
It's almost 20 years, and the only movie that could possibly beat Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat. I find that very... And people are going to get mad at me saying Mortal Kombat is not the best video game movie, and I say to those people,
they got nothing.
Pick one.
We tried. Listen, Yo Peace and I feel like Yo Peace is in the same place that I'm at. Like, I don't want it to be, but it is.
It is.
You know, and again, not video game genre.
I enjoy that movie, the original Mortal Kombat. I still enjoy that movie.
I enjoy
too. All the cheese that it has, I will still watch that movie.
I will still watch that movie.
It's appropriate cheese, and it's time appropriate cheese. Okay, you know what? But back to the new one coming out. Because let me tell you now, just that scene alone. Because there's some epic scenes in the original Mortal Kombat film. I'm pretty sure most people have seen it, but you know what? It's been a while. It's 25 years old, man. 25 years old, the original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You're right out of high school.
Yeah, so this guy. I was actually just getting into high school. But anyways, do the math on something. There are plenty of people that are going to see this Mortal Kombat movie that haven't seen the other one, hence the Nerdcessity. And the thing is that what's epic about seeing this one is like just one moment from the trailer alone of all the scenes that I like out of the original Mortal Kombat movie. Sub-Zero in the new one, in that trailer, stabbing Scorpion, the blood shooting up, freezing that blood, and then stabbing him with that blood. That already blows away every scene that I liked from the original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I was actually pretty shocked. I was not going into that trailer thinking I was gonna like it. I was just gonna go, all right, let's see it. And yeah, it looks really promising. It looks really promising, man.
Now, I'll tell you right now, for the complainers, if you haven't seen them yet and you're listening to this first, I don't know how that happened, but if it did, you got to check out our YouTube, Fanatically Correct, and our Instagram and all our stuff. MSK edited a wonderful little nod to people that are complaining over the dumbest stuff about the trailer, which is that the music, which they're using the original music, just not the original techno.
Not the techno. They're doing it better. It's within the score. It's in the score. It's not
they're
just
making it serious. Yes,
it's
they're
just
making
not
it
some
serious. It might not be
song.
cheesy.
It's actually in the score, but whatever. People don't know.
You're not going to hear.
It's a build-up.
It's
a build-up, bro.
Test your might.
It's great.
But
It looks great.
MSK resolved that, and I'm not going to lie. I am more hyped.
I did get hyped.
I am more hyped when I watch your cut of the trailer.
I got extra hype, and then I understood them. And then it was like it's in the score, but then I understood when you put it in the
but
actual.
Then you became the hater because now you're like, I need this song.
All of a sudden, I was like, you know what? They should have put the techno version on this.
It's a good song, man.
But I got to tell you, and then MSK. Apparently, there was a character. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it out there. I'm not gonna say who it is because I think it's even better. You know, I really hope someone listens to this, right?
Say who it is. Somebody.
No, I don't want to say it because I'm hoping someone listens to this, and in 2 weeks from now, they didn't know about this idiot online, watches the trailer and goes, "Why the hell is she in this?" And then reads it and goes, "Oh, what an idiot."
Yeah, I think we should say it because I mean, come on, are you seriously? Writing a whole
Why
thing
would
about
Sonic the Hedgehog be in Mortal Kombat? It makes no sense.
Yeah. Oh, that should be next edit. That'd be great.
Seriously. No, what I want... Okay, go ahead. Who wants to say it? I'm not going to say it. One of you guys say it.
It's Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
It's Chun-Li.
Street Fighter 2.
Somebody went on the website and wrote a whole article.
Well,
a whole article for a magazine or whatever the
website.
Heck it was. And they wrote that why wasn't Chun-Li, like, what was Chun-Li missing from the trailer?
That they did the character dirt. That doesn't make sense. Like, what? No. Let me tell you, what does... It's like, oh, man. So that guy must have reviewed the Sonic movie and be like, how did they leave Yoshi out? Like, how?
Yeah.
How do you not have Yoshi in the Sonic movie?
Yeah.
How do you not have Laura Croft in the Assassin's Creed movie?
They clearly didn't do their research.
No, Uncharted would work. No, in the Assassin's Creed movie.
It wouldn't work. That's not the same universe.
That would be pretty cool.
It would be cool, though.
Uncharted and Laura Croft, that would be pretty cool.
But then you might as well have Chun-Li in Mortal Kombat. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean,
which would be better. Which would be better than Street Fighter.
Hey, are we ever gonna get a good Street Fighter?
Well, listen,
I don't know.
It depends how this
I don't know. Maybe they'll give us... If they're going to give us a really good Mortal Kombat movie, maybe in order to yin-yang balance the universe, they have to give us an even worse Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, that is also true. I mean, listen, those two movies came out around the same time. Mortal Kombat was good. Street Fighter really sucked.
Yes.
So if this one's really good, that just means we're going to get a really shitty Street Fighter
coming up. The next Street Fighter is going to be really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will tell you, side necessity, I don't remember the name of it right now. I got to IMDb real quick. There's a animated Scorpion Mortal Kombat film that came out, I believe, last year, in 2020. That is pretty damn good. I don't know about maybe seeing it before this movie because it looks like this movie is going to go very Scorpion heavy in the storyline. So it might really be feeding off of that animated series. Animated film. Sorry, animated film.
Street Fighter came out before the Mortal Kombat movie?
Oh, that makes sense. They learned their lesson.
They watched that. Are you kidding me right now?
They went, all right, we need cheese, but not that cheese.
Scorpion's Revenge is the name.
Wow. And that's why Jean-Claude Van Damme didn't get to play Johnny Cage.
1 year before.
Okay, MSK said it. Scorpion's Revenge. Excellent. I strongly recommend it. It's a good animated film.
Surprising, we saw a lot of Scorpion's backstory and that new character, Cole. Is that his name? What's his name?
Yeah.
Cole Young.
Cole Young.
But we didn't get a lot of Liu Kang, which is surprising because he's usually the main guy. But yeah.
I don't think they're going to go that route. I think he's going to split up because remember, now we're also getting Kung Lao, a more accurate Raiden. Yeah, we're getting a more accurate Raiden, and someone else I think is in there too. It's like I think we're getting a more eclectic storyline from that group together as opposed to a heavy Liu Kang story. So I think we're going to get a lot more Scorpion and probably that the Cole Young character that's going to run the storyline of the Sonya Blade and Jax.
I'm hyped, man. It's going to be good. I think it's going to be good.
Dude, his arms are frozen, broken off by Sub-Zero.
It sucks that I'm more hyped for this movie than Justice League movie, but here we are. So
I know. We got to wait a month.
That's pretty sad, man.
It's sad. I wonder if Mortal Kombat was going to come out before the Snyder Cut, and they're like, no, push it a month. We can't let this be the better movie.
Well, I think everything got pushed because of what's going on. So
that'd be horrible. like no, don't do it. Zack Snyder's going to be sad.
Snyder.
Listen, man, it's not all his fault.
So here we are. I get it. It's not. I do get it, and I do blame him a lot because I know that he's a hit and miss, and that's just how I feel with his directing. There's a lot of movies I do love about him, and there's a lot of ones that I really, really, really dislike. I really dislike.
Actually, I'll throw him a nod. I think unfortunately it's gonna have cheese in it, just like Dawn of the Dead, the remake of Dawn of the Dead, his remake of Dawn of the Dead,
which is good.
But they just showed what is it? It's coming out on Netflix. It's a zombie movie in Las Vegas. Batista's in it. I just saw the trailer for it today. It's something of the Dead. Army of the Dead? I think it's Army of the Dead.
It could be Army of the Dead.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Army of the Dead. They just released a trailer, a short trailer. It's like a minute and a half long, if that, for it coming out on Netflix, and it looks like it's gonna be entertaining.
Cheesy.
It's cheesy, just like Dawn of the Dead. It's gonna be cheesy, but
but Dawn of the Dead was not that.
It's a zombie movie. Though. It's a zombie movie. I'm alright with that. Depending. Korean zombie movies are awesome.
Man. You're still watching The Walking Dead.
Listen,
I know. Look, it's a low bar. It's a low bar. You're right. It is a low bar.
I'm just putting it out there. If you go look at like the poster of Army of the Dead, and just look at the poster for Dawn of the Dead, you can tell one is way more cheesier than the other. Like you can tell just by looking at their posters. Just saying. Dawn of the Dead was actually good. I enjoyed that remake. I really enjoyed that remake. Really. Like
listen, I'm looking at the poster that he's talking about, and I'm looking at it right now, and he's right.
Thank you.
He's right.
It's a lot cheesier than Dawn of the Dead.
This looks like the Suicide Squad. Just looking at the poster, this looks like a Suicide Squad type movie.
Zombie Suicide Squad. No, Suicide Squad though, not the Suicide Squad. Not to mix it up. Wait, that was going straight to HBO Max. Also, the Suicide Squad. James Gunn.
Everything, man. Dune, the Matrix sequels.
See now, Dune. Things are getting better in our neighborhood.
I feel like I'm gonna go to the movie.
I might go to an empty theater. I might go to a pretty empty, which they are now because of social distancing and all that.
Well, I think that's coming out in December, so you have a whole year.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Then December, I think that's definitely gonna happen. I think definitely because I'm so glad I saw Tenet in the theaters, man. That was
man, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn out though. Tenet is gonna make back when the thing is I don't know if a sequel will happen now because he's having problems with the studio and stuff like that. But
he doesn't do sequels. Man. Batman was the only exception. He doesn't do sequels, man.
I don't want a sequel.
I want a sequel. I want definite ansers to all the theories. I want to know which theories are right.
That's going to start off like a Nolan verse, and I'm tired of universes, man. I just want movies.
It wouldn't be a Nolan verse. It would just be a James Bond like franchise.
No.
The protagonist, and that's it.
Bro, it was
a spy franchise.
It was perfect as it is.
You know what it is that Omega wants that James Bond multiverse thing that he's been wanting.
I don't want a multiverse. I want to get definitive answers of all the theories that we all have.
But I'm saying for James Bond, you always wanted multiple movies with different agents where they all come together and combine, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't want. Well, they don't have to combine though. I would like to see different agent storylines. What I think that would be raw to see like 001, a 002, a 003. They don't have to cross over, connect, or anything like that. I just would like to see that.
Dying.
But Nolan created the perfect. But here's the thing: Nolan created the perfect concept for that with having just the protagonist. That's it. It doesn't have a name to carry over. It doesn't have, and then you can have different protagonists.
No, you cannot have different protagonists.
You can't. There's only one protagonist. That's it.
He is the protagonist.
According to the theories, is he?
Yes,
he's the protagonist.
No, he is.
No, he is the protagonist. He
is. He's the protagonist. But you could have it move around again.
No. We're not doing this right now.
We don't know that because we don't have sequels yet to tell us.
You don't need sequels.
5 years from now, when we do the next episode, 5 years from now, for sure, there will not be a sequel.
I'm pretty sure there won't be. but I wish there was. But I'll tell you one thing: that movie gets a re-release in theaters whenever he goes to do his next film. That's what I was just saying, a sequel, but it won't be.
I see that.
When Nolan does his next film, like they just had Inception out before Tenet, and that was in a pandemic, so that didn't really have a good shot. But they usually do release like the last one he did, so definitely they'll do a re-release on this one. And this one's getting such a following now. I mean, a crazy following online of people reanimating scenes from the movie to show you how all the details fall into place and all. Like that would murder on a re-release.
Wrap it up
after everything calms down and the theaters are back.
Wrap it up, guys.
But yeah, oh wow, yeah. There's a lot of editing for MSK. But
I'm not editing.
We went. I think
no.
I think we went an hour 20 on the.
An hour 20. You better refresh that, bro.
No. On our very first episode. We went an hour 20. So since this is 5 years later and this is a follow-up to that, an hour 38 sounds good. But we did a necessity, Mortal Kombat. Watch the original. Check out the new one in April. Hopefully we'll be back soon with something.
Check out all our websites.
Yes, please.
At
FanCorrect on.
Just look for Fanatically Correct or FanCor or. Just put one.
We're rusty, man.
Type
we're rusty.
You'll find us. You'll find us. I'm very rusty right now, and I don't want to do it.
And
we have a phone number 786-704-8404. There
you go. But check us out. Yeah, Fanatically Correct on Facebook and fanaticallycorrect.com. We'll probably just link you to all of our podcast stuff. If wherever your podcast you don't get it, we're not there. And you have to get us another way. Let us know what we're missing, and we'll see what we can do to.
And get ready for the Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut. This guy. No, Mortal Kombat. That's what we're here for
sure.
So, but
if anything, it's gonna be Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. I like that. So, for Mortal Kombat. Well, this is Omega saying peace.
MSK con mucho amor. Peace out.
Yo, he did Miranda Caro. That's awesome.
And there you have it, folks. This has been Fanatically Correct. Until next time, you crazy kids. Signing off.
It never happened.